Have you ever had that feeling of being alive, but not really living? You wake up, go through your tasks, talk to a few people, maybe even smile, but deep down, something is missing. It's as if life has lost its spark, as if the days are stuck in a loop without purpose, without soul. You look around and everything seems normal, but inside there's a silent emptiness, an unspoken question. What's the point of all this? Why? That anguish, that sense that life simply doesn't make sense, is more common than you might think. And no, you're not alone. Millions of people around the world carry this restlessness in their hearts. And no matter how much they try to fill the void with work, distractions, relationships, or achievements, nothing seems to be enough. But what if I told you that this feeling isn't just yours? That it wasn't born solely from your personal story, your experiences, or your traumas? What if what you're feeling is actually a reflection of something much deeper, something collective, ancestral, invisible to the eye, but etched into the soul of all humanity? Carl Jung dedicated his life to understanding this existential emptiness, and what he discovered could completely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. Carl Jung believed that the emptiness we feel, this sense of being disconnected from life, is not just an individual problem. It's not simply sadness, exhaustion, or a lack of motivation. It's something deeper, more subtle, a disconnection from what he called the collective unconscious. But what does that actually mean? Jung said that within each of us lies an invisible ocean of memories, symbols, and experiences that don't belong solely to our personal biography. They are parts of the human soul that span generations, civilizations, myths, and religions, ancient images, archetypes, ideas, and emotions that silently shape everything we think, feel, and seek when you feel lost, as if you're floating in emptiness. It's because you've lost contact with these deeper forces. It's as if you've been uprooted, disconnected from the source that gives life its meaning. No wonder people try to fill this void with consumption, digital distractions, and instant promises of happiness, but none of it reaches the place where this pain resides. Jung saw the collective unconscious as a forgotten map, a spiritual compass pointing toward the meaning of life. And it's precisely because we've grown so distant from it that so many people today feel that existence has lost its direction. You may have never heard of the collective unconscious, but you've certainly felt its effects, or rather the absence of it. You wake up and feel like you're just surviving. You work, study, talk to people, but nothing really seems to matter. Things lose their flavor. What once motivated you no longer makes sense. Even the good moments feel empty, as if something is missing, something you can't quite name. You compare yourself to others, wondering if there's something wrong with you. But deep down, the problem isn't in you. It lies in the distance from what Jung called the deep soul, the soul that holds meaning, the soul that knows who you are, the soul that understands your place in the world. This disconnection shows up in subtle, painful ways. Procrastination that isn't laziness but a lack of purpose. Anxiety that isn't fear of the future, but the absence of direction. Sadness with no clear cause, born from the feeling of being lost within yourself. The modern world has pulled us away from the symbolic, the spiritual, the mythical. And when we disconnect from the collective unconscious, we also lose the bridge to what makes life meaningful. We start living on the surface, trying to fill the emptiness with distractions, but the soul is only nourished by meaning. The good news is that connection can be restored, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. For Carl Jung, the cure for existential emptiness is not about running from pain. It's about looking inward. It's not about chasing distractions, magical solutions, or ready-made answers, but about diving deep into your own psyche, where the roots of meaning lie hidden. He believed that each person carries within them a psychic inheritance, a set of images, symbols, and archetypes that are part of humanity's shared story. This is the collective unconscious, an invisible field that connects us to everything that came before us. And when we access this space, we stop feeling so alone. We begin to see that our pain is not only ours, our fears, our conflicts, our dreams. All of it echoes from far beyond our personal lives. That's why for Jung, healing means reconnecting with these deeper forces. He called this journey the process of individuation. It's not about becoming someone new, but about becoming who you truly are, before the world told you who you should be. It's about finding your real essence, not the version you present to others, but the one you feel in silence when you're alone with yourself. Jung said that by engaging with the symbols of the unconscious, through dreams, art, active, imagination and spirituality, we begin to rebuild the bridge between the outer world and our inner world. And it's in this reconnection that life starts to feel meaningful again. Not because everything gets fixed, but because you finally understand where you are, who you are, and why you're here. Maybe now you're wondering, but how do I begin this reconnection? How do I access the collective unconscious and find the meaning I've lost? The answer isn't in a magic formula, but in small, conscious steps toward your inner world. Carl Jung believed that dreams are one of the most direct doors to the unconscious. Start by paying attention to them. Write them down, reflect on them, observe the symbols that repeat. They're not just random images, they are messages from your soul trying to remind you who you are. Another path is art, not as an aesthetic product, but as a genuine expression of the soul. Painting, writing, dancing, creating, not to show the world, but to find yourself. Jung said that active imagination can reveal hidden secrets of the psyche that no 1,000 words could explain. Spirituality, in whatever form it takes, is also essential. It's not necessarily about religion, but about a search for something greater, something that connects you to the whole, something that gives shape to what is invisible. Meditating, contemplating nature, embracing inner silence. These are all ways to remember what modern society tries to make you forget, that you are part of something immense and meaningful. And finally, sincere self-observation. Having the courage to look within, embrace your shadows, question your beliefs, and allow yourself to live authentically. This is the path of individuation, a path that's not easy, but leads to the freedom to be who you truly are, without masks, without fear. So if you feel like life doesn't make sense, know this: meaning isn't outside. It's inside you, your story, your soul, and the collective unconscious that lives in everything human. You are not lost. You've just forgotten. And this is the call to remember. If this video touched you, share it with someone who also needs this message. And remember, your search has value, your pain has roots, and your awakening has already begun.